vortex. So I was supposed to meet with my priest this morning, but then he texted me last minute and told me he's not feeling well. So I guess I'm just gonna play you some ditties. Sitting out here at the park. I don't know if you remember me shooting videos out here. This is where I did that video for Kanye West last summer. Whenever that COVID bullshit happened, they took a bunch of caution tape and wrapped it around that whole playground. It was so stupid. We still went out here and hung out though. Because we don't care about rules and stuff like that. We just don't. We don't care about rules. So, showing you my little setup here. You know what time it is. I need this cold brew. I don't just want it. It's not just a habit. I need it. How many things do we tell ourselves we need, but we actually don't? We're just fucking pussies. I just really like coffee a lot. I don't think that coffee has any effect on me anymore. I'm pretty sure that it's just a placebo at this point. Because I can drink 2 whole pots and go to sleep. So. What was the one I was trying to play yesterday? I couldn't get it right. I'll just do this one. I got time. We have way more time than we realize, because time is irrelevant. It's elastic. It's elastic. Everything is elastic. You convince yourself that there's so many things that you can't do, but with that attitude, nothing's possible. But with God, all things are possible. By the way, whenever I switch chords like this, it's never intended. I just don't know how to play. You just gotta do it anyway, no matter how bad it sounds. You gotta do it anyway. Even if you think it sucks, do it anyway. Even if you hate yourself, do it anyway. Keep the faith, keep the faith, keep the faith. That's awesome. This old woman just gave me the weirdest look. Maybe she'll approach me and ask me, "What the fuck are you doing?" Probably not, though. Probably not. They don't teach you how to ask questions here in America. They do teach you to sit there obediently. Stand up when you're told to stand up. Do what we want you to do. And don't question it. 'Cause if you dare to understand why. You didn't have that fear to be the weirdo. Well, obviously, we don't have that fear, in case you didn't know. I'm at the Senior Citizen Center. It's right next to the park. I just see all these old people keep coming in to the parking lot. If only they knew how much of a sham this country really was. I know that I probably sound like I'm really hard on society. I'm a polemic. Do you know what that is? A polemic is somebody that criticizes things that need to be criticized in a way that probably is harsh and it is a little grueling. I mean, sometimes I listen to myself and I am a little bit self-conscious about how bitter I probably sound. But that's because I've noticed things, Clockwork Orange style, I've noticed things that most people don't, and they just turned a blind eye to it, or they act like they just didn't see it, you know, like, that's turning a blind eye to it. Okay! And I have this man inside my head that has to correct me all the time. That's why I don't need a husband, okay? There is no man on planet Earth that can compete with the man in my head, dude. Just to let you know, your masculinity ain't shit. You rely on technology for every motherfucking thing, dude. Technology is the reason why all of this stuff is happening. It's because people turn their back on God. They worship stuff. So, I think I'm just going to read Romans. Mainly because I need to read Romans anyway. I love Romans. It's probably my favorite part of the New Testament. Because it's just the best. Okay, so this is in chapter 1. If you have your Bible, you can read it along with me. Hopefully you have a Bible to read along with. A Bible app is not an actual literal Bible, okay? What's going to happen if they destroy the internet? I wish they would, but you need an actual Bible, y'all. You need an actual Bible. You need to carry it around with you everywhere you go. But anyway, let's just read it. So I'm reading from the Orthodox Study Bible. If you're Roman Catholic, you're just going to have to forgive me. We're right. But anyway, I don't care. I don't care what religion you are. You don't even have to be a Christian. Just listen to this. I'm sure you'll agree with it, okay? Now, this is from, I'm starting at chapter 1, verse 16 through verse 25, Romans, okay? For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation for everyone who believes, for the Jew first and also for the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who suppress the truth in unrighteousness, because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. I think we're gonna break this down and talk about it, by the way. Just let you know what you're in for, okay? For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts,
and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made like corruptible man, and birds, and four-footed animals, and creeping things. Therefore God also gave them up to uncleanness, in the lust of their hearts, to dishonor their bodies among themselves, who exchanged the truth of God for the lie, and worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Okay, let's talk about it. So, sometimes I walk around and I'm so amazed by how everything in this world is set up. And I'm not talking about like civilization, if you can even call it that. If you can even call everybody staring at their phone, being addicted to pills, a civilization. But I just heard a bird. You know, that was amazing. All these birds speaking to each other. You know, just feeling the breeze. I know this sounds real cheesy right now. I'm sorry if this is all hippied out and I sound like I'm on LSD, but like, I promise I'm not. We don't have to be on LSD. It's just the natural Amy Gross experience. Yeah, just walking around and just feeling it. Just feeling God's presence. And it's crazy to me that people would choose what they call civilization. It's crazy that they choose technology and television and entertainment, media. But the reason why they do that is because they're just lost. They don't know that everything they're looking for is already inside of them, and the reason why it's inside of them is because God already gave it to them. And that's something that took me a long time to realize, especially as an artist, because I used to really covet other people's stuff. And I know that that's an artist thing. I used to feel guilty about it, but then I realized that everybody does it. So, just to let you know, if that's what you're doing, if you're listening to somebody else's music and you're pretending that you wrote it, that means that you have a gift inside of you. You just have to figure out how to open it. I didn't figure it out for 30 years. People would try to tell me, you should do comedy. People have said that since I was a child. And I do believe that it was a demonic spirit trying to convince me that as a woman I shouldn't do stand-up. But in case you couldn't tell, I'm pretty masculine. And I have a lot of that energy that I tap into. That's why I'm able to do what I do. There's the government. Isn't that exciting? I'm not scared anymore, though. I used to be scared. I used to be real paranoid. And it wasn't because of the pot. Contrary to what a lot of people would probably assume, I use pot in order to calm myself down. Because I'm already a paranoid person. Whereas normal people will smoke it and get paranoid because they'll start thinking thoughts like, what if everybody's after me? They just might be, baby. They just might be. Here's the thing, though. Anytime that people have, like, unwanted thoughts, anytime that people have feelings that they don't understand, anytime that they get triggered by something that somebody says, anytime that somebody brings up an idea that they can't conceptualize, rather than just assume that that person is stupid or crazy or wrong or racist or terrible in any kind of way, why don't you ask yourself what it is about that bothers you so much? I know that that's what makes me a wise person, is is that I continue to ask myself questions. I don't just question everything around me, but I ask myself questions. Like, I don't like being triggered by things. That's why almost immediately after I got into that car accident up the road from my house, I went right back to that site of the accident. Because I'm not going to be crippled by anything. That's why I don't believe that you're suffering if you have a mental illness. If you really feel that way about it, you're a fucking pussy, dude. Figure it out. Now, I know that everybody's different, and I know that, I have a pretty authentic experience. But I think that people whine and play the victim about things that are just so minor compared to, like, what people could play the victim about, but they don't. Like, I know people that have been through so much, and you never know, because they don't whine about it. Whereas somebody like, they get a fucking paper cut, and they have to tell everybody about it. It's like, it's just pathetic. It's just pathetic. And why would you be proud to be in a country that's fucking pussified, dude? Pussified, as George Carlin would say. My hero. My hero. But yes. So, people worship stuff. They worship their phone. They worship their PlayStation. They worship their Xbox. They worship their big screen or flat screen, whatever the fuck. Screen. It's a screen. I just hate looking at screens. It's just so depressing. Like, unless, like, we're watching something and it's like, a thought-provoking film. I don't really watch movies. I watch films, okay? Unless something's going to change my life, I don't want anything to do with it. Because I don't want to be like all the people around me that just, like, watch Avenger movie after Avenger movie after Avenger movie, and they get these giant buckets of popcorn that they pay like $7 for. Do you have any idea how cheap that shit is? That's like 2 cents, dude, and you pay $7 for it because you live in America and you're fucking stupid. And they know that she'll do that. People are ever so predictable. So yeah, I'm allowed to be mean, damn it. This was the one you were playing. I always wanted to be a musician, but I was just too much of a comedian. And I take things seriously. The people totally disregard, and they call me paranoid, and then they get mad when I meow. They think I'm too silly. Forgive me if I offended you, didn't mean to offend you. That's not something I go out to do. It's just if you're different. If you say something that they never heard before, they get all sore. Maybe because you just prove that they don't think Maybe you just prove that they're not a smidgen of what they think themselves to be. So, if people get upset, it's because they couldn't just haphazardly forget what you just said. Most people say things every day that are easily discarded and thrown away, thrown away. Anytime you say something that sticks, people, they have no choice but to get mad about it. I know they never taught you how to think in public school. That's what we're trying to do. This is the Amy Gross School. But I would never teach in a school, because I think that's wrong. Women shouldn't have that authority. That's why I sing my song. I fucking hate that shit. It was just too easy for me to rhyme it that way. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I should just kill myself now. I hate it when people say that. Like, that's why I'm singing my song. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, so many musicians do that. Where, like, they'll make reference to the fact that they're singing a song as if we need to be reminded of what's going on. It's so obnoxious. But anyway. Hey, look at this. Look at this. He knows how good this stuff is. He knows. Dude, that's a little bee. It looks like a little bee. Oh, hello. You're so adorable. I'm gonna leave you alone. Insects will, like, flock to me. It's because I'm of the spirit, you know? They don't feel threatened by me. Maybe I should do this more often. I say that, but you know this is gonna be the one and only time we do this shit. Getting up early is not my forte, but I know it's better if I do. It's just I'm not that way. I'm the type that stays up all night, even if I have to get up in the morning. And then I'm tired all day. But that's what coffee's for, right? The placebo. Placebos work better, though. They've done studies where they'll have people on antidepressants, and those that take the placebo do so much better. And they don't kill themselves.